So on where we go, the consumer purchasing strategies. So first we're identifying strategies for effective consumer buying, something that's near and dear to all of our hearts, because again, we're all consumers, right? At the end of the day. So daily buying decisions involve the trade-offs between current spending and saving for the future. And that goes above, and that's a bit different than opportunity cost, but along similar lines. If we buy something today, if we consume today, that means that, and if we have to borrow, that means that we're going to prevent ourselves from buying something else in the future. So these are all part of that, part and parcel of the same decisions, and all the other economic, social, and personal factors influence your spending, saving, and investment choices. So the trade-offs would commonly overlooked trade-offs when buying would include paying a higher price over time by using credit to buy things you need now, buying unknown, possibly poor quality brands that are less expensive. In other words, not that I've ever done this, air quotes, buy something 2 times or 3 times because it was of inferior quality. Ordering online saves time and money, and oftentimes it's a great thing, but it can be very difficult to return something or to replace it or to get that purchase repaired in some way, to get some, seeking remedy, if you will. So taking time and effort to comparison shop, save money, and obtain better after sale service. Taking the time that's associated with it, it's always tough to do that. So these are all part and parcel of these trade-offs that are involved in the purchasing strategy, right? So there are lots of factors that influence our buying habits, our spending habits, if you will. Economic factors, inflation, interest rate, tax rates, government regulations, product safety issues, social factors, lifestyle, interest, demographics in terms of age, and so on and so forth. Just a pile of different things that influence all of our purchasing decisions, marital status, family size, etc. And it's not just in economic factors in terms of not the money. It's what we call in economics the effect of demand, and also revealing our preferences. Okay, combining the two, having the wherewithal to buy something, but also going out there and actually making those purchases based upon your needs at that your specific needs, as opposed to the everybody else that's out there. So the wise purchasing strategies would involve comparison shopping, looking for substitutes, alternative stores, brands, and prices. Avoid impulse buying. So what that means is that there's that if you really, really want something that you see and it strikes your fancy, give it 24 hours. Come back, and if you're ready to buy it, then just on its face, if that's a good way of preventing you from being that impulse buyer, that person that none of us want to be, but we all tend to fall into that trap at some point in time or another. Timing our purchases, so you're buying at the end of the month, for example, if you're shopping for a car, rather than at the beginning of the month. The end of the month, they're desperate to get sales, and you might be able to bargain, negotiate a better deal, if you will. Purchasing locations, making sure that that you want all these things, that product selection, availability, and so on and so forth. If it's the location does have a price, has a place to play in this. Going through cooperatives, nonprofit organizations, members can save money that way. Lots of different avenues to go that you can save money and help with your purchasing choices, if you will. So brand comparison, looking at store brands, buying store brand milk versus some national brand like a Borden or something like that. Looking at things in that regard, trying to find more reasonable, lower cost alternatives or substitutes, if you will. Looking at the labeling information to make sure that is in fact what you want. Make sure that the if you're buying a bag of salad, which I've done, I did fairly recently. I bought a bag of the premix salad where I just kind of add the ingredients, and I bought it without looking at the date. And of course, the date that I picked up was expired, or it lost its sell by date was the date that I actually purchased it on. So you pay attention to these things, price comparison. Be sure to focus on how much, what is actually being purchased. So the next example, the unit pricing, look at it, the way that they price items in grocery stores, supermarkets, is by again what's called unit pricing. So you're looking at how much it is per ounce, so you can compare between different brands, and so on and so forth. Unit pricing is something very, very important. It's often overlooked by people. So we all buy things online, but when you do buy things online, be sure to compare various brands. Remember, when we're buying anything, what we want to do is we're looking for price, yes, but we're also looking for quality. We're looking for something of reasonable quality or similar qualities. So we always want to do this. Is that online research part that where we do educate ourselves. And second, we would, once we kind of narrow it down what it is that we would like to purchase, may want to compare the retailers, the available sellers that are out there. And the next step along the way is that if we decide that we're going to go with that, make that purchase, making sure that we're doing this in a secure environment, and making sure that when we pay for these, we look at this in the proper manner to make sure that we're making our decisions in a secure environment, for example, on your home computer, or making sure that it's in a safe place where you're actually doing this so no one can steal your information, which can happen anywhere, but you know what I mean, just taking those extra steps, the precautions. Planning for future purchases going forward. Watch for sales, keeping receipts, other things to let you know what it is that you actually purchased, keeping track of it that way. And if you need to return an item, understand the process by which you do that, and the actual complaint process and return items process. Everyone has these things, and they're for the most part, when you buy things online, it's accessible to in most cases. So warranties are always tricky. And a warranty, again, is a written guarantee from the manufacturer that specifies the condition under which the products can be returned, replaced, or repaired. Full or limited express warranties, usually written implied warranty of title indicates the seller has a right to sell the product. Implied warranty of merchandisability. Merchantability guarantees the product is fit for its ordinary use. These are the implied ones that are out there. You're looking for the full warranties, the full written warranty that's out there, if at all possible. Used car warranties are typically non-existent. Otherwise, it may be like a 90-day warranty, or otherwise, typically it's the car is sold as is, as opposed to new car warranties, 3-year, 36,000-mile coverage, and so on and so forth. You can always buy service contracts extending your warranties. They're not really warranties, however, they're just coverage for future repairs, but there are always exclusions associated with them. Nonetheless, these are all items, if you will, so far as like to provide you with a bit of insurance when you purchase something, when you make your purchases out there.